Welcome to Anti-Chess and Tarot. Welcome in. Here we go. Who's up next? Let's see. Scorpio. Scorpio, you are up next. Let's get to your message. I'm going to try and do this message with just oracles. Let's see how this goes. Thank you to all who have supported this channel. I really appreciate it. Remember, not everything will resonate. Take what does, leave the rest. Take what helps you to help yourself. Be flexible with this message. Take what helps you to help yourself. I like it. Yeah, there's some clarity here. Absolutely. And a new beginning. Something to celebrate here. It's either been based on your flexibility or you're being flexible through the move here, through this newness. Because I'm getting that if you kind of stiffen up and don't go with the flow and stay flexible, then it's confusing. It's a confusing situation. It's hard to understand, and it's you'll get lost in it rather than understand it clearly. What else do we have for our Scorpios? Loyal heart. Maybe this has to do with love. But not necessarily. This could be family members coming back into the picture where you had a falling out maybe. But just go with the flow. Try not to explain why this is happening. Just be grateful for the coming together here, regardless of the type, the nature of the relationship. Yeah, because if you start nitpicking this, it's going to become very unclear. Now it's just a matter of being flexible in this. Yeah, someone very loyal to you coming back into the picture and or coming into the picture, depending on the relationship. It'll be different for everybody. Peace. Follow the peace. Because I feel like if you overthink this, which you're having a tendency to do or wanting to do, it just kind of ruins it. Put your faith in the higher power that you believe in and know that this is coming for a reason and be at peace with that. Yeah. Be the olive branch or receive the olive branch, something like that. Or I feel like in many cases, a higher power here, the divine, has created an olive branch for you both to latch onto and run with. Move forward. Don't look back. Stay flexible in the knowing of this. A new oracle deck here. Let's add to this message for our Scorpios. Here's what's already flipped for you. Magic Stream. Something you've waited a long time for finally comes in here. So you've been waiting a long time for this reconciliation with this person, or a loyal heart to enter your life. Let's see. Everything is connected through the universal flow of consciousness. Yeah, more about going with the flow. There's a danger in seeing events as separate from one another. So focus in on the connectedness here. Experiences lead one to another. Yeah, that flow, that flexibility, try not to figure it out. Otherwise, it eludes you. Like the answers elude you if you grip too tightly on this. What else do we have? Everything is connected. Even the timing of this coming in. Connections. Coming to life. Yeah, something coming to life here. We did talk about new beginnings, but since this deck is new for me, I'm going to read just a little bit more here about these cards. Something beautiful is being born in your life. Yeah, beginnings, birth. We see the egg here, too, with flexibility. When you look at your life, you can see how you've grown and evolved over time. Shed skins. Shed identities, created new ones. Matured in your ideas. This is a card that indicates a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. Ooh, yeah. We like that. Signs of life for the past relationship, and I'm thinking that's more like a family connection or new relationship that could be love. Wide open. I've never pulled this card, so this is a first. 42, Number could be significant. You are free to express your uniqueness to the world and share in all the bounty of life's endless possibilities. Wow. Endless possibilities. Transformation. All manner of opportunities are presented to you at this time. The wide open card is a signal that you're able to truly manifest your dreams and that your goals are in sight. Yeah, this is a beautiful deck by Colette Baron Reed. She has other decks too that are great. This one's called The Enchanted Map, and all my decks are listed in the description box. Okay, let's bring in a third oracle deck. So yeah, all kinds of possibilities here coming to life. If I say, as I've said, if this is a past relationship, don't question it. Coming in, if there's peace, if there's still strife, this is not the relationship we're talking about. But if there's peace, it feels different, it feels good, it feels meant to be. This person is, you can definitively say has a loyal heart to you. Yeah, we could be referring to this relationship and or a brand new one. When the weavers built the sun, and I feel like if it's a new relationship, you're a little bit nervous about it. When the weavers built the sun, that talks about you don't have to know every step. In fact, these cards are saying, don't question everything. Why is this happening? Go with the flow here. The weavers built the sun, not knowing exactly how to do it, but they just put one foot in front of the other. They just did one thing, and then the next thing they waited for it to appear, how to do it. You don't have to start a project and know how you're going to do everything from beginning to end. In other words, just start the project. And each step will reveal itself. Yeah, that's the flexibility. That's the flow we see. Let this reveal itself. Don't push it. Don't question it. Again, it's important that it's a relationship you trust in or did at one time that you feel is coming back authentically in a way you can trust. And or a new relationship altogether that you also feel, yeah, I feel like I can trust this. When the grit becomes the pearl, because you've been through it. You've been through the gritty times with this person or as a whole in life. So that's okay if you go slow here to make sure this is a relationship that you're thinking it is. In fact, that's probably just a good measure for you. Measure this out. Go slowly if you need to. Yeah, because these experiences have polished you up, and a past relationship, what you went through has polished you up for really appreciating it now. Okay, maybe in the past you didn't appreciate this person and they didn't appreciate you, but now that you've gone through some of the gritty that life brings us, you can say to this sibling or this parent, yeah, bygones, and let's move forward, and I'm glad you're in my life again. Something like that. If it's a new relationship, you both have similar stories of challenging times. That will help you as you move forward. If the fox can't find his tail, he's looking in the wrong direction. This is past relations I'm hearing that were sneaky and sly that you could not count on. And you did, or you cut it off after a certain amount of time, realizing you couldn't. They were paths you went down that weren't for you. But that's part of the grit. And polishing up into a pearl is now you know what to really be looking for. Let's grab one more here out of this deck. Yeah. If the dogs come circling around, you know who to trust. This talks about protection. You know who's going to be in your corner. You know that feeling right away when you get around somebody because you've been in the gritty. You know the gritty. And now you want to be in the pearl state. Situations that are loyal to you that you can count on. Let's grab one more from each deck. Higher power. And ask your higher power. We've talked about the higher power in this read. Ask for clarity, ask for guidance here. And I think you have, which is what has changed up your energy altogether and brought in this new relationship or this relationship from the past come back to life in a new form, more loyal. Driven by the divine power. that you seek, that you understand, that you connect with, that you rely upon. Stuck in the mud. Remember, this card talks about you're not really stuck. You're just being slowed up by the divine, needing to slow up so you can really see things clearly. Yeah, you are never stuck with this card coming out. Read the messages. Read the energy surrounding you. Read your energy. Slow it up. This is a card about you're not stuck. You're just being asked to move slowly, move slower. You're in a situation where you are, I don't want to say forced, but spirits put you in a situation where you don't have a choice but to slow up and pay attention to the details and read things as clearly as is necessary. Sometimes when we rush around, we assume, oh yeah, that person's in my corner, but you haven't really looked at that person. You haven't really looked at the details. You haven't really looked at the actions of said person. This is just an example as opposed to the words of said person because you're too busy with everything else. In this card, Spirit specifically slows up your energy, slows up your situation, slows up the tempo so that you can really itemize situations in your life. Now, this is also saying, don't do the itemizations, go with the flow. But I feel like the reason we're seeing you're not stuck, but your energy is slowed up so you could really see things clearly, is because as this relationship came in, this loyal heart, you could see that more clearly for what it was, an opportunity for this to be a key relationship in your life, either again or a beginning of one. So you did need to get stuck to a certain degree so you could see clearer what was in front of you. But now that it's here and you have good vibes about this, and that's very important in this read, it's not somebody who's, doing a lot of foolery still and did in the past, or someone new that you feel like, get kind of my body just does not, feels weird around this person, but not in a good way. Okay, then that's not who we're talking about. But it's a good feeling. It feels like it's meant to be coming in or being resurrected here, and you go with that flow. You don't question it. The questioning came with the slowing up so you could see this relationship coming in and take the time there to really feel it. Does this feel right? And the answer here would be yes. Okay, what do we want to do? Let's do one more oracle card because I'm trying to stick with the oracles. I have one more oracle deck and one more or two more cards, depending on what comes out of here. Final messages here for Scorpio. Open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. Yeah, I think that is what you have done. Or if you're in the midst of this, yeah, you can feel or relate to this. Remember the flexibility here. Let go. Make room for the new beginning that's on its way to you now. Beautiful. I love it. The butterfly, transformation. We talked about this. I love this energy. This is beautiful. Scorpio, that is your message. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. Helps the channel to grow. Helps me to realize that I'm reaching my efforts here, my time spent, that I'm reaching people, helping them. That is the objective. Please do utilize the link below for Buy Me a Coffee. And until next time, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. If you are inclined, I'm doing a segment on let me know what's going on in your life. What advice do you need? We'll take a look at the cards and see what they have to say. Thanks for joining me.